Good morning, sports fan. It's your boy Trey, and we on with myself and Bishop. First Formation Sports Talk. Hey, let's get ready to fall in. Bishop, how you feeling, bro?
What's going on, WGO? How y'all doing on this Friday? Guess what? It's Friday. It's Friday,
Yes.
which means we are in the weekend. We are just days away from the 2021 National Championship game between Alabama and Georgia. How you feeling today, Trey, on this
I'm
Friday,
good.
man?
I'm good. Ready to go. Got some sports talk, a good amount of topics in which we could talk about. Saying hopefully we get a lot of people in the comments responding. I hope pushing formation back 10 minutes won't hurt anyone. Everyone
Yes,
should be
my
good. Like
apologies.
I
That's on
said,
me, y'all. That's on me. That's on me. That's on me. Y'all heard that song. That's on me, baby. That's on me, baby. That was on me, man, because I had to get my thing. I finally got my Facebook page linked up to it, the one I wanted to get it linked up to. So we should be straight, y'all. We should be straight. We should be in the building now. Let's get it.
still, no excuses. Make sure y'all put all your coffee cups back behind our formation. Y'all know what the
Hey,
deal is.
y'all know,
Of
don't bring
course,
that stuff in. No gum chewing. Y'all know there ain't no gum chewing in formation. None of that, man. Lock and cock. Get them heels locked. Let's go.
let's go. So, of course, first slate up, we always start with NFL. Well, we kind of jump around here and there, but NFL is the most glaring topic that we have. We're gonna, of course, go over the predictions.
Mm-hmm.
16 games this weekend, 2 tomorrow, 14 on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we're gonna continue with the update for AB. So, without any further ado, let's get it. Bishop, you got,
Mm.
as I was saying, we got 16 games. Of course, 16 games, 32 teams, 16 games. We got 2 games coming up this week. Or
Tomorrow.
no, or do you want to talk about the games, or you want to go into these records? Which one you want to get it in with, bro?
It don't matter, man. We gonna get into it all anyway, so it don't even matter. Let's go. Whatever you want to go with, man. I'm good with. Let's get it.
Okay, so let's start it off. Saturday,
Mm-hmm.
you got 2 games slated for Saturday. You got the Kansas City Chiefs face off are at the Denver Broncos.
Mm-hmm.
Kansas City 11-5 Denver Broncos have been eliminated from contention. However, the Chiefs have an opportunity to clinch to clinch the number 1 seed if they win the game, and of course,
Some other
the
things.
Tennessee loses on Sunday. And then we have the
Mhm.
Cowboys playing at your Philadelphia Eagles,
My
11 to
beloved
5.
Philadelphia Lincoln Financial, baby.
There's nothing really at stake in this game for the most
At
part.
all.
The Eagles have clinched a playoff spot, and of course, the Dallas Cowboys have locked up the division championship.
Mm-hmm.
Kansas City and Denver. What are we looking at? Who you got for the first 2 games of the final NFL final NFL season?
So for me, man, Kansas City and Denver, man, I'm gonna have to go with Kansas City. Um, Even though, like you said, this game it's a game that Kansas City needs to win if they want to lock up that position, for that lock up that seat for the playoffs. So I'm sure Kansas City gonna come out on all cylinders trying to get that win. Definitely, they are playing on the road. They're playing in Denver, which ain't a big thing in regards to weather and things of that nature outside of the what is it the altitude. What's going on, whoever that is. Morning Facebook user. Good morning, good morning, good morning. But yeah, I see Patrick Mahomes, the future of the I would definitely call him Tom Brady's protege.
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely looking at Kansas City getting the win over Denver. I don't know, is what's his name even playing, Teddy Bridgewater?
I'm not sure. I haven't heard anything on
Yeah,
Bridgewater front since
yeah.
he went out, and so
Yeah, I ain't heard nothing about Teddy in a minute myself. So I have no idea. But I'm definitely seeing that Kansas City probably would get that win over Denver in Denver. It's a huge game for Kansas City. Like I said, they want to lock up that position, get that first seed in the playoffs. So I'm looking at Kansas City to get the dub. It's me. Oh, what's up, little bro? What's
of
going on,
course,
man?
I feel the same way. Kansas City, I feel is going to get this win. Unfortunately, I don't believe they're going to lock up the number one seed
You know,
for the AFC, but they will secure the second seed. So
mhm.
there's no surprise there. Dallas and Philadelphia. I know. Let's see,
You don't
because
even really have to
there's
answer.
reality, and then there's fandom. So which one you going with today? Is
I'm
it going to
going
be
with
reality or
reality and
fantasy?
fandom. I'm taking my Eagles, man. They playing in Lincoln Financial, baby. They playing in Lincoln Financial. Now, don't get me wrong. We all know, for those that's following football or the Eagles fan, Eagles fly high. We got it. You know what I'm saying? Fly, Eagles fly. We got a lot of players out because of COVID protocol. But Dallas, we know. What's
Micah
his?
Parsons.
Yeah, Parsons is not playing. They got a few people who are not going to
Gallup
be
is
playing.
injured.
Yeah. They got a few people. So this game, that Dallas game, and Eagles game, which is at prime time, 7:15 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's gonna definitely be a primetime game. I do feel like that game is gonna be good, man. That's gonna be a good game, even though neither one of them have anything in jeopardy. Both of them have definitely made the playoffs already. So this game is definitely just a game to have pretty much bragging rights. Dallas dealt us the L in Dallas when we played them, so we owe them. We definitely owe them, and I feel like we finna give them what we owe them. That L, you know what I'm saying? We finna give them that L and send them on back to Dallas packing and with their tail between their legs. You know what I'm saying? Jalen Hurts and Smith gonna make it happen. Hopefully Nick Sirianni will do what he's supposed to. No, don't do that Cowboys up, man. I know that ain't you, little brother, talking about Cowboys up. Oh, will the Cowboys show up? You saying?
Sure.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if the Cowboys show up. I'm hoping the normal Dak Prescott shows up. The normal Dak. I would love for the normal Dak to come. He's definitely the best player we have on our team. Dak Prescott is. So I would love for Dak to show up. That would be great. Like I said, Michael Parsons is not playing. But I'm hoping that Nick Sirianni comes in and does what he's supposed to in regards to the running game, and we get the ball running down the field and open up the passing game so we can get Smith in the end zone and some other people in the end zone. You know what I'm saying? Goddard is not playing because he's on COVID protocol, I believe. So yeah, we missing some key players. So it's gonna be a bit difficult probably for us because of the fact that I think we have a total of like 12 players, and out of 12, all of them are at least starters or play a significant role within the rotation of the Philadelphia Eagles organization on the field. So we'll see.
Of course, I want to go against the grain and go on the opposite side of the spectrum,
Of
and
course.
I'm going with the Dallas Cowboys.
Of course.
Just I think they're going to have more. They're going to have more skilled players and more talent than the Eagles will have due to the course of COVID. Although you have some key players, we still don't know. I haven't seen this morning where they're saying they're sitting anybody, being that they don't have anything. Neither team is playing for anything except for it's a division rivalry. And bragging rights, so they could even one sweep the Eagles, or they could split the season. So of course, saying mentally there's something to play for as far as within the NFC what's y'all East division. So yeah, I'm rocking with the Cowboys on this one. So
yeah, I totally agree with you. Let Elliott, let Zeke keep doing how he's been doing, and we'll be fine. Him and Dak, if both of them play like they've been playing, we'll be fine. No matter who we got on the field, we'll be fine. We'll take it. We'll take it.
So for the 12 o'clock slate on Sunday, the first games we have the Green Bay Packers at the Detroit Lions, the Indianapolis Colts at the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Washington Football Team, soon to be named, so we'll be checking that out February the 2nd. Washington Football Team at the New York Giants, the Chicago Bears to do battle at Minnesota Vikings, the Tennessee Titans with the opportunity to lock up the number 1 seed for the AFC will travel to Houston for that first game, the first 12 o'clock slate, 1300, 1 o'clock slate Eastern Standard Time. The Pittsburgh Steelers have an opportunity to continue to add to their total, ensuring that Mike Tomlin is already locked up, that he doesn't have a losing season. Pittsburgh will travel to Baltimore. And lastly, for the early games, you have the Cincinnati Bengals without Joe Burrow facing Joe Mixon, yes, facing without JoJo and facing the Cleveland Browns without a
Baker Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield. So in this slate, Bishop, who you got? Green Bay and Detroit.
So Green Bay. So the big talk right now between Green Bay and Detroit is a lot of people are wondering or asking, or in trying to find out whether or not that bad man Aaron Rodgers should even play this weekend. So that is the thing. So everybody. So what has been said is that Aaron Rodgers is he wants to play. He wants to play. But a lot of critics feel like he shouldn't play because of course, the severity of the fact of if something could happen, may happen, if somebody was to, he was to get hurt, something of that nature. So a lot of people are trying to find out whether or not that's a good idea for him to play. So we don't know. So with Aaron Rodgers not playing is a good question on whether or not I still feel like, I don't know. If Aaron Rodgers play, we know they definitely gonna get the win over Detroit. That's without question. Now, if is old boy gonna start? If Aaron Rodgers don't start and come in and get a win for the Packers, the way the last time he came out, what's his name?
Talking about Jordan Love.
Love. The way he came out the last time and tried to back up that bad man, he didn't back him up well. He didn't play well at all. So it all depends, but I feel like the Packers should win that game hands down. Even if Jordan Love does come in, they do have the weapons to still beat the Packers. It's just about whether or not Jordan Love can not lose the game for them, for the most part. Not lose the game is the biggest thing. So I'm going with the Packers. How you feel about it?
Of course, I'm going with the Packers. I would hope that Rodgers and Devontae Adams don't play for my own reasons, particular reasons. But
would that happen to be a reason because of fantasy football, sir?
That would be that.
Oh, okay.
Of course, unfortunately, I can feel that. I can see it in the air in which I don't foresee that happen, especially for Devontae Adams. He basically was quoted saying, "If you're scared, go to church." When the question about if he should sit down in lay of injuries potentially that happened in the last game of the season when they're good. Like, this is another game in which no one's playing for anything. There's nothing at stake except for a record, a win or a loss. So Devontae Adams is very adamant on playing and saying that if you're scared, go to church. So
so that definitely sounds like he playing.
Yeah, but I'm not scared. I think I still can pull out the win. So come on, Devontae, give us your best shot. But yeah, I'm looking at Green Bay most likely probably get this win.
Okay.
Although Amon-Ra St. Brown has been doing his thing, which I have him on my squad. So if he continues, if he has the same production that he had last week, we could be in good standing. So I could rock with it. I have no problem with it. But when you have a whole team perspective and the way it's been an unfortunate season for the Detroit Lions. They've been going back and forth. A lot of ups, a lot of close games in which they won. It kind of gives you hopefully what I guess Detroit fans will hope is a good synopsis of what their season can be next year after free agency and after going through and getting rid of some stuff and bringing in some stuff. Hopefully they'll be competitive next year.
That's a good question, Mr. Gibson. If Love is going to be the QB next year, why not put him in? Because we don't know if that's going to be the case. We don't know if Aaron Rodgers is no longer going to be in Green Bay. That's the question at hand right now. So, I, as a coach and as an owner, like I said it before, in regards to, Aaron Rodgers could sit and, kind of like make sure he protects himself, and ensuring that he don't get hurt or anything like that. But as far as the, long term, we don't know what the plans are for Aaron Rodgers. We don't know if Aaron even knows what the plans are for Aaron Rodgers for the 2022 season. So it's in the air. It's in the air right now. And so you don't want to kind of like I feel like you don't want to kind of like put Love out there and get his hopes all high, and then Aaron Rodgers returns. And now I'm sitting behind Aaron Rodgers again, which is not a bad thing for Love, because I feel like that's probably what he needs. He needs a veteran quarterback, like someone like Aaron Rodgers, to mentor him, to get him prepared and get him ready for the time when he is going to be a starter, whether it be with Green Bay or with any other team. So I totally get you.
So I got a question, and please, you know, what I'm saying this is a in from what you was just saying. Has there been a time in your military career, and please, anyone else, all the other all you armed forces veterans, retirees, if you're active, whomever, please chime in the comments, or even if you're not a former service member or service member, feel free to chime in as well. This is a across the board question, so please, in the comments. Have you ever had an opportunity? Because this is what potentially sounds like is going to happen. Have you ever had a situation in your military career to where your leader, who was mentoring you and bringing you along, ends up leaving or staying, or ends up staying was scheduled to leave and end up staying a little while longer, or they basically petitioned for them to stay and they decided to stay a while longer, or if they left, instead of handing you the reins, they gave it to somebody else that came in. Hey, good morning, sir. How you doing?
I can't say that happened to me. No, I can't say that. But in regards, I have seen it happen. Not necessarily to me, but I have seen that happen before. And but when it's something like that happens, I would have to say that's something that happens because of the fact of your performance. And if your performance isn't up to par, the next man or woman is up in line is going to definitely take that position or that plate, that fill that spot. So with that, in regards to Love, yes, he needs to ensure that he's still working on his craft and getting better. Whether he is the backup or if he may soon be the starter for the Green Bay Packers in the 2022 season, it's very important for Jordan Love to get in the gym, get his workouts on, get his reps in. All this offseason, he needs to make sure he stays on top of it this offseason. I'm gonna be 100% honest. He needs to stay on top of it this offseason because we don't know what Aaron Rodgers' decision is. We don't know what his future holds for Aaron, what the future holds for Aaron, whether it's gonna still be in Green Bay or somewhere else. So with that, I would say, yeah, he need to definitely study, definitely get in the playbook, definitely learn it, work on, get with the receivers. When Aaron ain't work with the receivers, I mean, if Aaron's with the receivers during the offseason, I don't know. It all depends on what his choice is. But get with the receivers, take some time, learn the timing with them, make yourself comfortable with the offense, the offensive line, with the playbook, with the coaching staff, all of that, man. Because anybody could come in. Because even though Aaron Rodgers, if he does leave, we do know what's next, right? The NFL draft. So there's always someone chipping at your heels. So there could be someone, even if Aaron Rodgers does leave Green Bay, there could be someone else that could be chipping at your heels that could come in and absolutely take away what you may feel or which he may feel, Jordan Love may feel is a assured starting position. But he has to perform. He has to perform. And just like anything else, like the situation in which you brought up to me in regards into the military, like we know, it's like we spoke about yesterday, we got new soldiers coming in left and right all the time. New soldiers. And when new soldiers come in, it could be privates, it could be NCOs, it could be specialists, it could be anything. So the competition is heavy.
You good, Master? Sorry.
No matter, Master. We got you.
Hey, just like a warrant, we treat you like the warrant officers that come up to the formation late, Master.
Yeah, we appreciate you, Master. We know you already had let Top know that you was gonna be late for formation. We got you. But yeah, we all know that when soldiers come in, NCOs, specialists, PFCs, privates, whatever, if they got some experience and they going up against you. We've had battles before, Trey, when it came down to who was the best cook, who was the best person on meats, Who's the best? You know what I'm saying? That was the biggest thing. Who could cook meats best? You know,
Competition breeds something in
competition.
people.
Yes, competition is everything. You know what I'm saying? That makes a person better. It makes them feel better if they feel like they can do better than the person right next to them, and they're the same rank. You know what I'm saying? Same time of service, same whatever. However, and that's how Jordan Love needs to look at it too. The same way. If he feels like, you know, or whether he feels like it or not, there is somebody that's definitely gonna come in once Aaron Rodgers leaves, if he leaves next season. There's definitely someone coming in that's gonna be chipping at Jordan Love's heels, and he's gonna have to show and prove.
I agree. And just as you were saying, the caveat on what you was just saying, I don't think I had that either. I guess you could say I don't know if it was because due to my performance or just
Mhm.
the next person or however it is, but I don't think I experienced that either.
Mhm.
To where I had someone come in where I was probably the next in line.
Mhm.
Oh no, correction, I did have that happen. But you know, what I'm saying for the most part, it's one of those things in which. But I understood the assignment at that point, so I kind of relented and understood and kind of just
You
like
humbled
okay,
yourself,
yeah, I just humbled myself. I didn't because sometimes you think you're ready for something
and you're
and
not.
you're not.
Yeah.
So you know, what I'm saying it was just one of those things I recognized. I could
Mhm.
see some things, and as time went on, I kind of like. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I try to be a realist, even when
Mhm.
it comes down to myself, and just kind of and hold it down. Because in plenty of times, again, if you're a veteran or active duty or service member chime in, how many times has people been looking for that next rank? Like, of course, like for Army, that when that E7 or E8 list or Sergeant Major list come out, if you think you're deserving, you think you should be on that list, and when you're not on that list and you don't get picked up, oh my goodness,
Self-evaluations.
it'd
But
be
you have
some
to do
sad situations going on in them
but
formations. People be mad, cursing out people. I was like, yo,
yeah, but you have to
seriously?
do a self-evaluation of that, though. You got to make sure at some point you got to look at yourself, and you have to look at yourself and say, did you do everything in which you felt like you were supposed to do to improve to be promoted to the next rank? And there are
Mhm.
times when you feel like you've done all you were supposed to do, and you still didn't get that. You didn't still get that nod. And so when it comes to that in the NFL or in any sport, if the coach, and that's the thing, excuse me, you can always feel like you've done enough, but have you done enough to your peers? Have you done enough to the coaching staff? Have you done enough to your senior NCOs, your section sergeants, your platoon sergeants, to your first sergeant? Have you done enough to them to make them feel as though you deserve uh, um, to be a starter or to be in the position to be promoted? Things of that nature. Because sometimes, yeah, you may feel like you've done that, but your your command and your leadership,
Supervisors,
all that
leadership,
may
yeah.
not, yeah, they may not see it as such. They may not see it as such. So it's one of those things where you just gotta, it is what it is. You gotta, humble yourself and just move on and just say, okay, I didn't do what I was supposed to do, or I could have done better, or I could have done more, or I did all I could do, man. It is what it is.
Yes.
I just, I'm upset, but I'm definitely gonna make me work. I'm definitely gonna work way harder to get there the next time.
I completely agree. So the next game on the slate, the Indianapolis Colts versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Of course, we know the Colts have a a pretty potent running game. The Jacksonville Jaguars are in the influx now with the organization being uh, torn apart by the allegations, everything that came out that caused the firing of Urban Meyer. Bishop in this game, is it clear cut, or are you finna shake up the world and give me
Well,
another perspective?
well, you know me, I would love for the coachless Jaguars to beat the brakes off them Colts. I would love for that to happen. That would make my entire weekend pretty much for them beloved outside of that, of course, the Eagles beating the Cowboys. I'm sorry for those that were listening. I would love for the Jaguars to beat the brakes off of the Colts because of Carson Wentz. I would.
Mhm.
However, it probably won't happen. It probably won't happen. They do have an elite. The Colts do have an elite running game. And we just know the Jacksonville Jaguars just ain't it right now. I feel sorry for Sunshine, Trevor Lawrence. Is just not panning out for that young man out there in Jacksonville. Hopefully, whoever they choose to be the next head coach for Jacksonville is coming in there with some, with some ideas and coming up with ways to get Trevor Lawrence to back to his ultimate status that he had when he came out of college, out of Clemson. Because I do feel like Trevor Lawrence is a good quarterback. I just feel like he doesn't have anything surrounding him, helping him show and prove that he's that guy. And so, hopefully this new upcoming season they'll do better. We'll see. But it all depends on the coaching staff in which they bring in to help Trevor in the Jacksonville Jaguars. But yeah, and
do you think there's any validity to this when Travis Etienne went down that they lost a run game?
Do I say, what do you mean? Say that again?
Basically was stated that they lost a running game when the old boy went down. I believe talking about Travis Etienne, and then preface with I think the Jazz didn't prepare to lose that running back. So do you think there's any validity to that? Is that the reason why Jacksonville is?
No, I don't think that's it. I don't think that, because Trevor Lawrence he's fighting for his life, man. They're not protecting him that well either. Now, don't get me wrong, a running game is definitely critical. Because I just spoke about it when it comes to the Eagles in regards to opening up. You need a running game to open up your passing game, of course, to open up downfield plays. But Travis Etienne, I mean, it hurt the team, I will say that, but I don't feel like that was the most detrimental part of it. I think Jacksonville just needs.
They still had Robinson, right? They still had Robinson.
They still had Robinson too, right? And I feel like Jacksonville. I feel like Urban just wasn't the right coach for Jacksonville. I don't feel like he was the coach to bring them and get them to a spot to where they would be, playoff contention and or even get wins, because he couldn't even get them to get wins. But man, because Jacksonville's record is how many wins they got? Like 2, 3?
I think, or is it 4? Is it 3, 4?
Do they got 4?
Hold up, I can tell you right
I'm
here.
about to tell you right now. 2. No, that was right. They got 2 wins.
Okay,
2 and 14. Okay. Yeah, so Jackson, you know what I'm saying? So 2 wins as a coach, you can only get 2 wins. That ain't just that. Now, if Travis Etienne was like a Derrick Henry, that would be different. But no, I can't put that on. I can't put that on Travis. I can't put that on Travis Etienne. I can't. I feel like it's more to it than that. They got some other underlying issues that I feel like they need to address to make sure that team is at a better place. They did, and have the chemistry in the NFL helps out. I totally agree, because Etienne and Trevor Lawrence play together, so they know each other. So I get that chemistry was probably there, and I'm pretty sure Trevor probably felt some type of way because he lost Etienne, because he's so used to and comfortable with him being behind him. However, I really don't want to just put that on him though, on Travis Etienne. I mean, it was definitely a huge loss for the Jaguars. We didn't get to see what he was able to do. We didn't. That is so true. And would the record be a little better than 2 and 14? It's a possibility if Etienne would have stayed in and stayed healthy. It's a great possibility that it probably could have been better. But I still I wouldn't say that it would automatically make them have a winning record though.
And of course we see a lot of that chemistry thing, and with the Tuas and the Waddles and the Chases and the Burrows. So we do Smith
and Jalen Hurts. They play together.
So we do see obviously the receipts for if you have some chemistry from college coming into the college to an NFL program, how it can be productive. So it remains to be seen. We maybe, like you said, get to see next year, in which they might be able to basically produce some of the same magic in which they had in college, along with the veterans and whoever else they bring in, or if they basically fall off. So,
who you got in that game?
Of course, I'm going with with Indianapolis, hands down. I'm not gonna even play with it.
Yeah.
So the next game, the Washington football team at the New York Giants. Of course, Washington football team. This one is kind of
It's
I
out
was
the
kind of
window
thrown
too.
off. Yeah, but I saying at the end of the day, I think Washington football team definitely is going to walk away with this one. I think Heineke's going to get back on track. He had a rough go, like you said. They're out of any potential contention, in which at this point they're just basically finishing up the season. I believe Daniels is still out. So, and then Saquon Barkley hasn't been that productive.
He has
It's
not.
just another thing where he's going to sit back. So I'm taking the Washington football team in this game. How about yourself?
So since you're going with Washington, I'm gonna go ahead and go opposite of you. I'm gonna go ahead and take the Giants in that game. I do believe this, like you said, this game is an irrelevant game really. These teams, neither one of them have a chance to make the playoffs no matter what. So it's just a game that's left on the schedule to finish out the season. But I will take the New York Giants and Saquon Barkley and them. I feel like Barkley may come out here and try and show out this very last game. Here go what go
Here go Mike.
Go Saints. Man, y'all better figure out y'all quarterback position, man. First, because y'all right now y'all don't know what y'all gonna do in regards to quarterbacks and stuff like that. But we'll get to y'all in here in a second. But yeah, I'm gonna take the Giants, man. This game is pretty much like the toilet bowl. We know it's definitely the toilet bowl. It's nothing exciting about this game that's gonna happen. Washington football team got some key players out because of COVID and injuries. Whatchamacallit, he's still out. He's been out for a minute.
Daniels.
No, for Washington, the
Chase. Yes, he's been out for
a while. So yeah, that's one thing that the Giants don't have to worry about in regards to being chased down by him. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Giants, man. I'm gonna go with the Giants. But let's get on this. Let me ask you this: since your man's on here with these Saints game, the Saints got
Mike D.
Yeah, Mike D on here with the Atlanta Falcons. Well, the Saints are traveling down to Atlanta on Sunday at 3:25 p.m. Central Standard Time, 4:25 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Saints, and we don't know what quarterback they're gonna bring in. We're assuming it's gonna be, what's his name? Taysom Hill. But then we still got Matty Ice, which a lot of people, Atlanta fans, are real upset about Matty Ice. A lot of people want Matty Ice's head up out of Atlanta, but y'all are playing in Atlanta. So we will see. So Trey, since this is your boy Mike D, who do you take between the New Orleans Saints, them boot boys, coming down to the ATL, them dirty birds, and who's gonna get this win?
So for me, the 49er fan, and they're saying 49er faithful in me says the Atlanta Falcons, but I will relent to that. Saying, like I say, trying to stay with the Liam and stay unbiased. I honestly believe that the New Orleans Saints is going to win this game. When you come to what I did not realize, you realize that Taysom Hill is 3-1 this year as the Saints starter.
Yes. Yeah, I do know that. I do know that.
Yeah, so 75, 750 on his win percentage isn't that bad. So when you take that into consideration, if he's going to start, it's just an unfortunate thing. And Matty Ice Atlanta hasn't been the greatest this year. At one point they were still in contention.
Keep it 100, Trey. Atlanta ain't been Atlanta since Tom Brady did what they did to them in the Super Bowl. Be honest. Atlanta has not been Atlanta since what they did to what Tom did to Atlanta in the Super Bowl, man. Be honest, they have not.
I mean, that's true. That's true. And they it's just like what Mike was saying. Their defense. It's top par. So top billing defense is like so. Of course, I'm a firm believer defense wins ball games. So it's just a situation where
tickets, we know.
Offenses exactly. So and this kind of like. They have an offense in Atlanta. Mine is having Ridley, but it just it doesn't produce a lot. Patterson is very productive as a receiver and a running back. So it's just what it is. And so I would have to say that I believe the Saints are going to get this win, and just the 49ers are going to have to take care of business and get their win as well.
I'm gonna go with the Saints too, because I totally agree with you. Mike D, I had to mess with you a little bit. I do believe Taysom Hill will go down to the ATL and get that dub. But like you said, Mike D, the Atlanta Falcons do play y'all hard. They do play y'all deep. They do play y'all good. Y'all defense is good though. Y'all defense is good. Y'all do have a good defense. We do know Taysom Hill is 3-1. He has a good record right now. In behind the center. My thing is like. I want to know from you, Mike D. This is my question for you. Do y'all want golly, I just had it. Oh, what's his name? Jameis Winston back next year? Do y'all want him, or do you and I'm saying y'all, but I'm really asking you, Mike D. Do you want Jameis Winston back?
Saints fans chime
All
in.
Saints fans chime in. Or would you prefer to stay with Taysom Hill or get somebody out of the draft or free agent? I would love to hear, but I am taking the Saints in this game in Atlanta, because Atlanta, like I said, I feel like once Brady took the Atlanta's heart in that Super Bowl, the Atlanta Falcons have not been the same since, and everybody has been coming for Matty Ice's head ever since. And I'm surprised he's still there, to be honest with you. I'm so surprised he's still there. You see Julio left. Julio going. He said, I'm done. I'm out of here. Send me to Tennessee. I'll holler back at y'all. Peace. So I'm just like, do y'all think we will take him, but it will also depend on the free agent and who's available for us? Okay.
No. See, there you go.
Yeah, with that, we'll take him.
We'll take him, but is it or is it not? Yeah, with the knife hand.
Yeah.
Drill sergeant
hand.
Yeah. Is it or are you not fine with Jameis being your quarterback, or do you want a free agent to replace him?
That's the question. Mike D, come with it. That's the question, man, at hand, man. Do you want Taysom to be the starter? Do you want to get rid of Jameson, or do you want to keep Jameson, or would you prefer to get a free agent? What is it? Well, now we will take him. Anybody will take him. Yeah, we got it. Okay. Okay.
He was 5-2 before the injury, so
he was killing it at one point. He was killing it. He was, and then he had that.
He might have Thomas back next year.
Yeah. Okay, I feel you. That makes sense. I'm not a Saints fan, but he was more explosive as a receiver to me. I got it. And I don't.
Hey, what's going on, Mitch? How you doing, bro?
What up, Mitch? What up, Mitch? What up? I feel you, Mr. Gibson. I feel like Taysom Hill, he is one of those, he's a guy that, probably should stay at wide receiver. I'm not saying he can't play the quarterback position, because he's definitely done a pretty decent job at it. However, I think he is a better receiver than he is probably a quarterback. But we're doing good, man. We straight, bro, Mitch. But I just I don't know. Jameis, I'm still out on Jameis, man, to be honest with you. Jameis, we just have to see. Thomas will be traded, that's for sure. We will get a good pickup for him. Well, yeah, well, we'll see. I don't know. I feel like Jameis with Kamara in the backfield. Y'all get a good trade. Thomas be. I don't know, man. We'll see. Yeah, that's a good point there, Mike D. I hear where you're coming from. But we'll see, man. We'll see. We got our other games, man. We got the Steelers heading to Baltimore. Right across town, pretty much, to play the Baltimore Ravens at 12:00 p.m. Central Standard Time, 1:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We know Big Ben, he had his last game at home last week, got that dub, got that win, kept Tom Coughlin. Not Tom Coughlin. Yeah. No.
Tom Coughlin.
It's what's the name? Tom Coughlin used to be with the Giants. What's his name? The quarterback, the coach. Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin kept his record of not having a losing season. He kept it going. He'll go to black and yellow. That's my brother. I know that's him. That ain't nobody but my brother. Kept his non-losing season going. Just winning seasons the whole time Mike Tomlin's been in black and yellow. And then we've got, of course, Lamar Jackson, that human joystick, the 2022 version of the human joystick, the more advanced version of the human joystick, which is still in the air on whether or not Lamar Jackson is even going to play this weekend.
I think Huntley's going to play.
You think Huntley's going to play? I think you said that the other day too. But I do know they haven't ruled out. They have not ruled out Lamar at all. I saw that yesterday. They have not ruled Lamar out of not playing this game. So we know this is a rivalry game between the Steelers and the Ravens. So my question to you, we don't know if Lamar is back. They haven't said whether or not he's going to play this weekend or not. They just said he's not been. It's not. He could play. He could play. Put it like that. He could play. So my question for you, Trey, do the Steelers go in? Huntley is no joke. I truly agree. Do the Steelers go into Baltimore and get a win and keep, Big Ben out on top with a win for his final game? Well, it won't be his final game because they need this win, right, to get into the playoffs, right?
Yeah, but of course they need other help as well.
Right,
but
right.
Yeah, but that's the first part. They need to be able to get the W. That's the first one of the
main things first.
Yeah, they need to get the W. Or else if they lose, they're on the outside looking in as they are currently.
They need somebody else to decide their fate if they lose, basically.
Yeah. So I think they're going to continue to ride on the wave that they got Ben's last game. And I think they will get the W only because, like I said, although Huntley is not a bad quarterback, I just don't think. Yeah, I think TJ. I mean, yeah, TJ is.
You're right. You got it right this time. Yeah.
I think TJ is going to be on a tangent still. I'm not going to say he's going to get 4 sacks like he did the other night. Or he may, Huntley is a mobile quarterback as well, so he might run into him a couple of times. But I foresee that Pittsburgh is going to be able to continue on and get the last win of the season up in Baltimore. Baltimore kind of became fell off a little bit, and with all the injuries and the lackluster of their wide receiver room, so it's definitely, I think, a Pittsburgh game to win, and with their running back, his name escapes me at this time.
What is the running back?
Najee Harris. Najee Harris is very productive. He showed it last week, 188 yards rushing. It's just one of those things. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to walk off with this win, win it for Ben, last one for Ben, and but they're not going to make the playoffs. So, but I think they will win the game.
Okay. So we know, we do know that the Steelers have pretty much be having the Baltimore Ravens number, man. I do believe that. And with you picking the Steelers, and my brother's gonna be about to hate this, but I'm gonna take it. I'm taking the Ravens. I'm taking the Ravens at home in Baltimore. I feel like the Ravens will go in there and go home because the Steelers didn't have their number for so long and been beating the brakes off of them like little like the big brother beating up on the little brother. I totally believe. Even if Huntley plays, or if look, he calling me a hater. even if Huntley plays, even if Lamar Jackson plays or Huntley plays, I feel like the Baltimore Ravens will go ahead and get a win with at home versus the Steelers. I know a lot of people want to see Big Ben go out on top. I know the Steelers need this game to get this win to get into the playoffs. Like my man said, Trey, they do need some other things to happen as well to solidify their position in the playoffs. But the win is first. But I think this is the time where Baltimore is going to damper that and make it where the Steelers will be on the outside looking in, trying to make it into the playoffs. So I'm going with the Ravens with that game. Again, that game is at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time, 1300 Eastern Standard Time on the East Coast. Then we have the Chicago Bears and the Minnesota Vikings. That's the other early game. Chicago Bears is traveling down to Minnesota. Just found out yesterday, I don't know if you heard it, Trey, but
Justin Fields.
Justin Fields came down on the protocol. He tested positive for COVID, so of course he will not be playing. So Minnesota, they're going traveling to Minnesota. That game is at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Who you got in this game? Now that, and I don't even know if Justin Fields would have been a huge factor in this game, but who do you got in this game?
I think if
Between the
Justin,
Bears
I
and the
think if
Vikings.
Justin Fields would have played, I think he might have been a difference maker for the most part. But being that he's not playing, uh, I honestly think Minnesota, if their players play, of course, Dalvin Cook, even though he did not have a productive game last week,
Right.
but if Minnesota Dalvin Cook plays, of course they were without Kirk Cousins because he was on the COVID list. I'm not sure. I
Mhm.
haven't seen if he's in
Back yet?
practice
They
and
haven't
he's
said
going to be
yeah.
back yet.
Yeah,
But
they haven't said.
I think at this point where you start to look at the other players, you know what I'm saying, other players versus other players, I think Minnesota's other players might be a bit a better opposition, a better selection as opposed to Chicago's.
Okay, so you got Minnesota winning.
Yes, I have Minnesota with the dub.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna ride that same bandwagon with you, Trey. I definitely feel like Minnesota will get this win, even if Kirk Cousins doesn't play. I feel like they'll still get this win over Chicago. Chicago still got some things they got to figure out. I feel like um, Justin Fields is a lot almost in the same boat as Jordan Love. I feel like he needs a mentor, man. I feel like he needs somebody out there in Chicago to mentor him and give him the keys and the direction on how to perform better within the NFL. And I don't feel like there's someone out there in Chicago doing that for him. I feel like that's why he's coming up just a bit short behind the Chicago offensive line. I feel like, but he has the potential. He definitely has the potential to be a good quarterback. He kind of reminds me a bit of Cam Newton, but a little bit better, in my opinion.
Oh, really?
Yeah, to me, I feel like I see resemblance of Cam Newton. He's definitely not as big or anything as like that, but just his style of play,
Okay.
it reminds me of Cam Newton. But I definitely feel like, I feel like Dalvin Cook is going to come back and make some major changes from how he played last week compared to this week coming up. So I definitely going to take the Minnesota Vikings to get that win over the Chicago Bulls, especially in their playing at home. I feel like they'll definitely get a win on their home field in that game. And then we have the Tennessee Titans. That's the last early game. Tennessee Titans going down to Houston, Texas to play the Houston Texans. The Houston Texans, we know they have been dismal this whole season. We know they have no quarterback in regards to, we know Deshaun Watson is still the court is still out on Deshaun Watson, and that's like literally they are still out and trying to figure out what they're gonna do, whether they're gonna keep Houston, whether Houston's gonna keep Deshaun, or whether they're gonna release Deshaun, let him go somewhere else, so forth and so on. While Mike Tannehill and them are hitting on all cylinders, a lot of people didn't believe in Tennessee, especially when Derrick Henry went down. So, but of course, Mike Tannehill was like, you know what, I got this. We gonna make it happen. We gonna hang on to it while we wait for Derrick to get back and get healed. And they did that. They did that with this win. I believe they solidified the first position, first round bye in the playoffs. So I'm definitely taking the Tennessee Titans in this game to beat the Houston Texans. That's without being said. We still know Derrick Henry is still not cleared to play yet, but he is practicing with the Tennessee Titans, like we spoke of yesterday. I believe Wednesday was his first day back on the field in uniform, running through plays and stuff like that. And they saying that he's looking good, but there's he still got a little ways to go. But he's definitely back in the lineup and trying to get back on the field. So they're looking to have him definitely for the first round of the playoffs. But I'm definitely taking the Tennessee Titans. How do you feel about this game, Trey?
I am in completely utter. I concur, like a council statement. That I mean, Tennessee has showed. say they showed that they are a force to be reckoned with. I seen it firsthand with the 49ers that night when I thought we had a game in hand, and they showed their resiliency and came back to get the W. Although Henry hasn't been there, but the backups, and the rest of the team has been going along steadily and have shown that Henry is a part of the team. He is not the team. So, but of
Right.
course, I would want to have him in any case. And it's just like you said in Houston, they've showed glimpses here and there. They've won games in which we probably
We
thought they
didn't
shouldn't have
expect.
won.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I wouldn't completely just scratch them off, but I think Tennessee is on a mission, at least to get into the playoffs. And I don't think they're going to be denied. So I would take the Tennessee Titans as well.
I think when Derrick Henry does return, I think that being that they did what they did, the Tennessee Titans did what they did without Derrick Henry, I think that's gonna fuel Derrick Henry to come in and show them, hey man, I appreciate what y'all done, while I was out, and I'm finna show y'all just how much I appreciate what y'all done, and just gonna go ham once he comes back into the lineup. So
At least
yeah,
one game.
yeah, at least one, yeah. So I'm definitely taking the Titans in.
Morning,
And
Key. Appreciate you coming out, bro.
what's up, Key? What's up? But back to Mr. Strack on what you said. Fields needs the right coach, and I'm afraid Love will too. LaFleur will end up being like LeBron coaches. They look amazing till Star believes. And I totally agree with you, Strack. I totally agree with exactly what you're saying. That's why I said I definitely feel like Justin needs somebody to come in and do what be a mentor to him and get him in line and get him on track to be a better quarterback. Not saying he's bad or anything like that, but he just needs some guidance and a mentor to help him get through. Is there any other games really worth talking about? Because we know the Seahawks and Cardinals are playing, like you said, the Jets and Bills. That's no
So
game.
the only other one that's definitely is the 49ers
Oh,
and
that one.
Rams game. Yeah.
That's gonna be a good one. So I'm gonna lead off with that because we know this is your beloved 49ers. But
That they are.
we know that the 49ers, do we have Trey? Can you tell us whether or not Garoppolo is going to play against the Rams this weekend, or has it still been not said until later? This game is Sunday at 3:25 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Central Standard Time, 4:25 Eastern Standard Time on Sunday. It's not the primetime game, but it is a game that a lot of people are going to be watching because this game is key for some other teams as well as the 49ers themselves on whether or not they make the playoffs. So we do know, Matthew Stafford and them out there, they kind of hitting on all cylinders right now. Matthew out there doing what he's doing out there in LA. So what's the take on I'm gonna tell you who I'm gonna pick afterwards, but what's the take with the 49ers in traveling to LA?
So, of course, like you were saying, it's not solidified yet if Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be the starter. He is in camp. He is practicing. He practiced
Okay.
yesterday. They had, of course, showed him throwing deep passes. However, they didn't show what was on the other end of those deep passes.
Oh wow.
So I'm not against completely because Jimmy Garoppolo has a winning record since he's been in San Francisco. So I'm not completely against him. He's just certain things he does in which that gives you pause. And in this instance, it's a hard. So I look at it two ways when you take a look at this. Right, one, Trey Lance is supposed to be the future.
Right. Again, he's one of them quarterbacks in the same boat as Fields and Love. But go ahead. For me,
It's true. And so when I look at it as Trey Lance is supposed to be our future,
mm-hmm.
there's no time for now to see how he's going to hold up, or even make it a teaching moment. Like he's going to it's OJT. You know what I'm saying? It's just like when you in the kitchen and you got to make some cream beef.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna even step up to the occasion and make it right. All consistencies. You gonna burn it. You gonna have to start the roux over again. It just you know what I'm saying it's going to be one of those things. So this is a time I look at it as they can give him an opportunity to go ahead and start now and play now, and see what the outcome, see how he's going to play, how he's going to come out. Or do you go ahead and stay in with Jimmy? Hopefully, Jimmy could. He's a professional. He's been a starter for a good time. and giving them an opportunity to show this is why you brought me to San Francisco. I'm ready to go, and I can get us into and keep us in the playoffs. And so that's where it goes awry for me. Like I don't know. Like Trey Lance is healthy, but Trey Lance is inexperienced. But this is the man that you drafted. You gave up our draft picks, top
to get him.
draft picks, to go get him as the
Facts.
third pick overall. So
Facts.
it's like at this point, then let him. They're saying, "Hey, give him the keys, and let's see what he can do." So yes, but of course, if I were putting money on it, I would pick the Rams.
Oh wow.
I'd pick the Rams.
So if it was a money game, you gonna bet against your team.
Yeah.
But because it's not a money game, you're going with your team.
I'm going to take a San Francisco. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's not a money game for me, and it's not my team, so I'm going with the Rams. I'm taking Matthew Stafford. I'm taking Matthew Stafford at home. You know what I'm saying? Him and OBJ. They out there. I think they're gonna do what they need to do to ensure that the 49ers don't make it into the playoffs, man. And so they're gonna do their part. Matthew Stafford is looking good out there in LA. OBJ is he just arrived out there a few weeks ago. So I feel like he's trying to Niner Nation. Stop it, Mr. Gibson. Stop it. More than likely, Jimmy will start until he throws in that first interception. I hope they're gonna pull him after that first INT. Man, don't do it, because I don't know if old boy could come in and do any better. Y'all feel like Trey Lance could come in and do better? Would y'all feel better? Let me ask you, 49er fans, would y'all feel better to have Trey Lance start, it being that Garoppolo is coming off an injury? You know what you're getting with Trey Lance in regards to that. You know he's a healthy quarterback coming in behind the center, or would you rather have a mediocre or 80%, 75%, or maybe even a 90% Garoppolo being behind the center going into this playoff, or not going into this final game of the season to get y'all into the playoffs?
Get Debo the ball. Whoever can get Debo the ball.
Whoever can get Debo the ball. Well, who you feel, Trey? Don't like you did Mike D. Who do you feel can get Debo the ball better? Do you feel it would be Trey, or do you feel it would be Mike? I mean,
Jimmy.
That's what I mean to say.
Jimmy has been doing it. He put them on the map. So I would Jimmy, but of course Jimmy's coming off an injury. So that's the unfortunate. And the injury is not like it's a left foot or a toe, or it's his throwing hand.
Right. And that's why I asked. Right. And that's why I asked, would you rather have 100% Trey or a 90, 80, 70% Jimmy?
I'll take Jimmy.
Still, you taking Jimmy. Okay. Yeah. I want to hear from you other 49er fans. Be sure to comment below. Let us know. Would y'all prefer a 90%, 80%, 70% Jimmy or 100% Trey? Let me know here, man. Jimmy G or Trey, it don't matter. Niners all day. Oh, here we go. We got these Niner fans in the building. I see you, Erica. I see you. I ain't mad at you, man. That's how you supposed to rep your squad, man. Rep your squad. I ain't mad at you, mama. Do you. To me, Jimmy haven't been seeing the passing lane clearly, but if we felt it would be the same. I see you, Mr. Gibson, sir. Good point. Be the best bet. Lance be the best bet because you can't risk re-injury. Also win playoffs. I would let Lance so you can give him an experience. Jimmy will move. See, they making great points. What do you have to say about those comments there, Mr. 49er? They're making great valid points there, sir. They have some valid points.
Jimmy is who Jimmy is going to be. It's just a situation. Like I said, Jimmy obviously has issues and problems, but on the opposite side of the spectrum, all we need Jimmy to manage the game, and we have skilled players that can take the top off, can work the underneath and get them yak yards. Like we got the Yak boys. You got Kittle, we got Ayuk, who's been on a tangent. You got Debo Samuels. We got we have weapons that can take you to get the ball. You just need Jimmy to get the ball. We don't need him to throw deep. You don't need him to hit deep patterns. We just need him to get the ball to the playmakers. If he can do that with his injured finger, I think he's more effective. On the opposite side of the spectrum, if Trey Lance is able to do that, plus he has legs, then yes, we probably had to stand good. If we were playing anyone else, I'd probably be good with that. But we're playing the Rams on the
But
tangent.
what about this, Trey? Like Taylor said, what if Jimmy was to get in, get y'all a win, but also re-injure that thumb? Now you're going into the playoffs, and say y'all make the playoffs. Now you're going in the playoff with Trey.
I'm fine with that because our first round would be Tampa Bay. I'm fine with that.
So you know you're getting bounced.
Who said we getting bounced? Wait, I ain't say that. I like Trey's. I prefer Trey's chances against Tampa Bay's defense than I do against the Rams defense. That's what it is.
With Trey Lance over Jimmy?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, I'm just asking. Okay.
Yeah, I just prefer that. I prefer that.
Okay. I'm like I said, man. For me, I'm going with the Rams either way. I'm going with Matthew and him. I feel like Matthew's gonna get it done. No QB will move till Rodgers makes a choice. Then the market will be frenzy and big shuffle. I agree with you, Taylor. I feel like him and Russell. I feel like him and Russell Wilson. Them two and all the. I think it's three people. Russell, Rodgers, and Deshaun. Depending on what they do with Deshaun, I think when them three move, if them three move, that's how then everything is gonna break out. I think those are the main three that's gonna determine how things gonna pan out for the upcoming 2022 season. But I definitely feel where you're coming from, Taylor. But yeah, that's why I got the Rams. And then the final game for Sunday for all games, the last game of the season to close out the 2021 season is the Los Angeles Chargers versus the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, we know we have one of the best offenses when they're rolling on all cylinders. Who has one? Who you talking about? The 49ers?
Yeah, that's what he's talking about.
Don't do that, Gib. Don't do that, Gib. No one will mess with Deshaun. It's too big of a liability. If the fan base have it, say they will be a huge hit. It is a liability. I do feel like it's a liability if it comes to pass. Right now, it's been real quiet about that issue right now. Nobody's really said anything about Deshaun lately. So I'm hoping, I'm sure we're going to hear more during the offseason once, the Super Bowl is over and things of that nature. We're going to see what the plan is for Deshaun Watson. But yeah, it's really been kind of hush, and it's kind of weird that it's been so hush right now and no one's heard anything, and the football season is still going on. But back to what I was saying, the Chargers and the Raiders, we all know that what game was that? Is it the Kansas City game that determines if the Chargers and the Raiders would kneel the game? They both could go.
No, it's the Jacksonville Indianapolis game.
Colts game. That's it. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So this game, the Raiders, the Chargers are traveling to Las Vegas. That's the SoFi Stadium, ain't it?
No, Las Vegas is the Allegiant. SoFi is Chargers Stadium.
That's right, Allegiant. Okay, yeah, I'm mixed up. Okay, so they traveling to Las Vegas. We know, Carr is playing pretty well. Carr is doing his thing out there. You know what I'm saying? Despite the fact of all the adversity in which they had to deal with, coach, the prejudice and all of the leak of the text messages and the emails and all of this stuff and things of that nature. And they have faced the adversity and have, done pretty well and, have a chance to make it into the playoffs. The Chargers, that boy out there, what's his name? Herbert? Not Herbert.
Justin Herbert.
Yeah, it is Justin Herbert. I'm right. Justin Herbert. Look, that boy's playing ball out there, y'all. That boy's playing ball out there. That boy's playing ball out there, man. So, this game, I'm coming to you. Trey. I'm gonna let you pick first. Who you got? This is a Los Angeles team. I know that's not your team, but it is a California team headed out to, to Las Vegas. Las Vegas to play the Raiders. Who you think is gonna come out? Do you think Herbert's gonna go into the Raider Nation and get the dub out there in the Raiders, or do you think that Carr can come out and do what he's been doing and keep that winning streak going for the Raiders?
I think it ends for Carr. That night. Yeah, I think Herbert he's he's up and coming. Like
Yes.
if he can get more proficient, I mean efficient I mean it's easy to say that for anyone. When he's efficient, when they're efficient, they're efficient. True
Mm-hmm.
enough, but like for Herbert, when he's dialed in, it's like he works magic. And I just don't think Las Vegas has enough, especially in this. It's a whole bunch of other things mounted. It's just a huge a situation where the pressure, you know what I'm saying, whoever,
Mm-hmm.
it's like this is literally a win or go home against whomever. It's not like you're playing and if you win this game or lose this game, then the other team that you're looking at could win or lose and you could possibly still get in. Nah, this is literally like do or die. Like if you
Mm-hmm.
win, I get in. If you win, you get in. If I win, I get in.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get them up. So this is where they're at with it. Unless Jacksonville pulls a shocks the world and beats Indianapolis, and they decide and they end in a tie, then they both get in. So it's interesting. But I'm going with the Chargers on this one. I think they're going to be able to eliminate the Las Vegas Raiders.
Mm. Mm. So I'm man, I ain't gonna lie, man. This is going to be a good game. This is actually a great game. The last two games, actually, the 49ers and the Rams game and the Chargers and the Raiders game is definitely a great way to end the season. To be honest with you. And it's hard to pick between these games because, like I said, Carr's been playing pretty decent as of lately. And then of course we know like Justin Herbert, he's been doing his thing. Um, so this is a hard pick for me, man. I am not going to lie. I'm gonna be completely honest, man. Um, but I'm gonna go with my gut, man. I'm gonna go with the Raiders. I'm gonna go against you.
Mm.
I'm gonna go with the Raiders. I'm gonna go with the Raiders. I feel like that adversity in which they've been facing all season is going to carry them through to get this win against the
Okay.
Chargers this weekend. I don't know. I just feel that way. I just feel like they're gonna make it happen. So it's gonna be close. I will say I would not be surprised if the Chargers do win. I'm not gonna be surprised of that. But I feel like Carr's gonna come in there. He's gonna show that, look, man, we faced so much this season. We've lost so much this season with players, with coaches, with all of that. We have to find out a way to come out on top so that we can build for our future, especially for the upcoming 2022 season. So I'm going with the Raiders, man. I'm definitely going with the Raiders in this one, and I'm expecting them to do to pull an upset because I think that's still an upset for the Raiders, even though they're playing at home. I think that's an upset for them to get the win over the Chargers. Now, this is a question I have for you, everyone up there. Who do y'all feel is the comeback player of the year? Do y'all feel like it was Joe Burrow or Dak Prescott? Questions at you, Trey. Who do you feel is the comeback player of the year? Joe Burrow or big old Dak Prescott?
I'm going with Joe Burrow.
You feel like Joe Burrow?
Yeah, I think Joe Burrow would be the comeback player of the year. I feel like that. Of course, with the assistance of Jamar Chase, they have, and I'm mixing this in a slouch either. They have he's done what I wouldn't expect it to do. Of course, I didn't think he was going to be a good. I see he put up the good numbers at LSU. His first year, he wasn't that great starting out. He started to show glimpses and he got injured.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. So I didn't expect I didn't expect the Cincinnati Bengals to be the number 3 seed in
Mm-hmm.
the AFC conference going into the playoffs. So I think he's done more. Dak has come back, and with the re-emergence of Dak, he's not the Dak that we seen last year. Like 500-yard passing Dak, in game after game. Although he had no choice because their defense was so bad. He had to put up preposterous numbers to keep them afloat until he got injured. But
Mm-hmm.
um, they are the NFC East champions,
Mm-hmm.
and they're in position. At one point, there was a second seed in the conference.
They were.
So Dak is, but then again, Dak is who we thought he was, and he's saying that's what Dak was doing. He's not doing anything different from what we would expect. But however, um, I think Burrow would be considered a better candidate for most improved player,
I
comeback player. I'm
come
sorry.
back there. No, I totally have to agree with you, Trey. Just like Taylor is saying right here, he has turned out the whole base. He has turned that whole base around. He's putting ridiculous numbers up. I totally agree. And him with Joe Burrow having that key weapon in Jamar Chase out there, man, like that right there, man, it just shows he is that man, and I would have to give it to Joe Burrow as the comeback player of the year as well. Dak Prescott, don't get me wrong, even though I don't like the Cowboys, Dak Prescott has impressed. He has impressed, however, he's impressed against teams in which they should be anyway. He hasn't really impressed against teams that have been formidable against them, and so I really feel like Joe Burrow has came in, especially his only this is his second or third season, and he's come
Yes.
in and played phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? He's played phenomenal, and he showed he's playing at the same caliber in which he played while he was in college, and that's huge. You know what I'm saying? That's huge. So I definitely have to give it to Joe Burrow for the comeback player of the year. But Dak Prescott definitely, put in his work and definitely showed. Would you say, Trey? Let me ask you this: in regards to Dak, do you feel like Dak showed enough this season after coming back off that horrendous injury to get the money in which they paid him out there in Dallas?
I think that's jury still out on that. I mean, he's living up to it to a degree. Well, yeah, okay, I will say that because you got to think their run game has been pretty dismal. The run game in which you thought that they would have to go along with
But
Dak
have
being
they
able to
run
press.
game been dismal, or has it just been Zeke's run game's been dismal?
Zeke's run game has been
Dang,
dismal.
okay, that's what I feel. That's how I feel too. But go ahead, finish what you were saying.
Yeah, it's like Zeke hasn't been living. Ezekiel Elliott hasn't been living up to the billing in which he got paid for. I
Mhm.
think at this part is a 50, 30, 60 yards
And
a
that's a
game.
great point because we know Zeke got his money way early compared to
Yeah,
Dak had to wait so long for his money. But go
and
ahead,
now
finish on.
and then now we're looking at where Dak is. You go to show like okay, for what you paid Zeke, you would have thought the team could have got on his back, but that hasn't been the case. So
Facts.
they needed Dak to come back to do that, and then along with a better defense, as we say, defense wins ball games. Offense sells the tickets, but the ticket sales was that's the only thing that was getting sold was the tickets last year, and there was no defense. And then once Dak went out, that was a wrap, and so it was all on him. And so we saw last year when Dak went down, the team went down. Dak
Mhm.
is back, the team is back, it seemingly. So definitely Zeke has taken a back seat to him. So uh, it's that's what it is basically. That's how I see it.
Okay. And you know what? I have to agree with you on that, man. I totally agree. I feel like Dak, everybody was worried about Dak getting his money. Everybody felt Dak deserved his money. So offense
Hmm.
parents are doing his job, but defense is not. Um, well, see, Cassandra, I'm gonna have to disagree with you because the defense is doing their job to a point. Because I will say the defense has kept them in a lot of games. The defense is what
They
really
give up
won them.
yards, but yeah.
Yeah, they give up yards, but they have kept them in a great few of those games to get those wins. However, Dak, um, he's done. I guess I would say he's done just enough to get him his money. Has he overachieved for the money in which they paid him? No, I will not say that he's overachieved for the money in which they've paid him. But I think he's done enough to say, okay, he's deserving of the money in which they paid him. I feel like a lot of people expect him to overachieve and do more than for what they've paid him because he was looking for that money for so long, and so many people were wanting him to get that money. But it is what it is. He's done well. They didn't make the playoffs. They've made the playoffs, so that's good. They lead the NFC East, as a matter of fact, with the record in which they have. But we'll see if will time will tell whether or not that money was well spent on Dak as well as Zeke, as far as I'm concerned, because Zeke, for me, I feel like Zeke, like I said, he got his money way early, and unfortunately, he hasn't lived up to that money at all. Not to me. That's my personal opinion. That's just me. Then my
Yes,
next
sir.
question for you, Trey, is this one: who's more likely to make the Super Bowl, Bill Belichick or Tom Brady. And I want to hear this from everyone. Who I know y'all want. Who is more likely? I appreciate you, Cassandra. She agreed with what I said earlier. Who's more likely to make the Super Bowl, Brady or Belichick?
You know, our network is a bunch of New England Patriots fans, correct?
Yeah, I do.
And they are the ones that pay our bills.
Taylor says Brady, but I want to hear what everybody else has to say. Good.
I would say
it's a hard one. It is.
Who's New England play first round?
I don't know who. I don't know
potentially.
I don't know who New England got the first round.
I think they might have the Colts. They potentially.
They might. I think so. I don't know.
But I have to go with Brady.
To find out.
I think I would go for just if I had to answer the question now, I would say Brady because I think the Colts. I mean the Patriots are going to face someone that's going to overpower them in the or the Bills. I think they play the Bills. Excuse me. I think they're going to face someone in which is going to be a better team. So whether it be the Colts or the Bills, whether it be the Colts or the Bills, I think Belichick is going to face the adversity that's not going to end up he's not going to end up on the right side of it. So I would say Brady, even though I don't think neither one of them is going to the playoffs, but I would say Brady for that sack.
You don't think neither one of them going to the playoffs?
I'll be correction, Super Bowl.
I was going to say what? I'm like they already in the playoffs. So it is a very difficult question, y'all. I totally agree with you. Taylor said it's a horrible question. No, but I mean that's a question that a lot of people want to know the answer to, and I'm gonna go with Brady. I have to go with Brady, but it is definitely hard. Because we do know Bill Belichick. He's a offensive mastermind. He's a coach. You know, he's definitely the GOAT when it comes to coaching. You know, the Patriots just put up 50 points on the Jaguars. About 2 weeks ago or last week, as a matter of fact, that was last week. They put 50 points up on the Jaguars with that quarterback, with Mac Jones. So it's Belichick. We know what Belichick brings to the table, but we also know what Tom brings to the table. So I don't know, man. I'm going with Brady. I feel like Brady still has a great possibility of making it to the Super Bowl, even though we know AB is no longer in Tampa Bay. He was released, and for those that don't know, which I'm sure the whole world knows, unless you sleep under a rock, he was released. AB was released yesterday, right after our show. It was less than 5 minutes after our show ended that AB was released from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So Tom doesn't have AB Antonio Brown. But he still has Gronk. He still has Mike Jones. I mean, Mike Jones.
Jones, Mike Evans.
Mike Evans. That's the word I'm talking. He still has them. You know what I'm saying? He still has. I don't know if Leonard Fournette will be back by the time the playoff is concerned or not. But I feel like Tom Brady, can still do what he needs to do with the people he has surrounded around him. So we'll see, man. We'll see. But my answer is definitely Tom Brady. Do you think Mack is a fluke or a good QB? Good question, Taylor. Trey, I'm gonna let you go first.
He's a fluke.
Wow. I didn't expect that from you, Trey. He calls him a fluke, Taylor. I don't think he's a fluke. I honestly don't think he's a fluke. I feel like, you know what? To be honest, and I know a lot of people, and I know, like you said, this network is based out of the New England fan base. I honestly feel like Matt Jones actually reminds me of Tom Brady. He is under the radar. And when I say he's under the radar, just like Tom Brady, when he came out of college, nobody knew about Tom Brady. And the only reason we really knew about Mac Jones is because he had just went to the college football championship. That's the only reason why we knew about Mac Jones. Other than that, Mac Jones wasn't even a Heisman candidate. None of that. Nobody knew anything about Mac Jones. He just happened to win the national championship for Alabama. And that's the only thing we knew about Mac Jones. That was pretty much it. I feel like people are sleeping on Mac Jones. I think Mac Jones is a good quarterback. I do. I feel like I really do feel like he's a good quarterback. I don't think he's a fluke. I don't think he's fluke. And the best thing that could have ever happened for Mac Jones is that he went to New England. He went to New England.
So I would say that if he would have went to San Francisco, I don't think we would be seeing this Mac Jones. But so okay, let me preface it. He's not a fluke. I think this is a fluke season for him. That's what I
Oh,
say.
okay. Okay.
That's what I say.
Okay.
I think he's gonna get the sophomore slump next year, and then it's gonna come back to where they're gonna have to rebuild him up. Of course, rebuild the team, and then be more effective. For that's what I think.
Okay. Oh, you say he'd be equivalent to Kirk Cousins. So Taylor, are you saying Kirk Cousins is Kirk Cousins a good quarterback or no? Is Kirk Cousins a good quarterback, Trey? Because that's
No,
the question. Is Kirk Cousins a good quarterback or was Kirk Cousins a fluke? Even though Kirk Cousins been in the league.
Kirk's cousin, in my opinion, is a mediocre game manager.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. How'd you like that? How you like that? How you like that?
Yeah. he now has a soundbite that's going to forever live on in lore for him.
Yeah.
So speaking of lore, there's a couple of records potentially that can be broken within this last week of the NFL season. So real quick, we're gonna go through these, and we Bishop, we can sit up and see if we think the record will or will not be broken, and continue on to other news in which we have in the NFL. So one of the first records that can be removed from lore or continue on to live in lore, the pass completions record, currently held by Drew Brees, which is 471 completed passes in a season. Tom Brady is currently at 456. Does Tom Brady break this record?
Yes.
You think so?
Hey, how far off is he?
15 passes.
Yes. Oh yeah.
15 completions.
Oh yeah. He'll break it this weekend. Wait, yeah, they play this weekend. Yeah, he'll break it this weekend.
Hold on 1 second. Someone at the door.
And they playing the Panthers. Tom Brady is playing. They're playing the Panthers. Tom Brady is playing. He's playing the Panthers this weekend. So I definitely feel like they'll break it this weekend. Without question. So Tom Brady definitely will break that record without question. Just because Tom Brady, he's that dude. He's that guy. He's that guy. Tom Brady is going to be the man from here on out, man. He will break the record, and they will probably sit him. I totally agree. He'll break the record, and then they'll sit him. I'm with you, Taylor. He'll move it by 10. I feel you. Yeah, I told you. Hey,
25 completions?
Huh?
25 completions is what he's saying? The 25 completions he'll get in one game, in this game?
Against the Panthers? Yeah.
The Panthers have a pretty good defense. But I mean, he's going to break it. I think he's going to break it, but okay, I can go with it. 25.
Yeah, he'll break it, and I feel like he'll break it to make sure, and that's probably the whole reason why they making sure he'll play. Making sure he'll play because he wants to ensure that he breaks that record in great fashion. Short yardage. He might nickel and dime him all the way down the field to get the record. You're right.
The next record in lore, the season receptions record. Michael Thomas broke the record year before last, with 149 receptions. Cooper Kupp is on the cusp of this record, 138. Does Cooper break the record?
Who the Rams got? The 49.
San Francisco. Here you go. You should have seen this grin on your face when you was like, who they got. I was like, the 49ers. You turned around like, so you're saying there's a chance.
So it's 149 and he has what, 138?
138, yes.
So he needs. I think he's gonna come up short.
Wow, you think so?
I think he's gonna come up a little short. I think he's gonna come up. So put it like this, right? What's gonna happen is Matthew Stafford. It depends on how close he gets to it. If he gets within 2 to 3 receptions, Matthew Stafford is gonna make sure he gets those 2 or 3 receptions. He's gonna do everything he can to get them 2 or 3 receptions. But if he's like 5 receptions short of it, he won't get it. Depending on where it's at, he probably won't get it if he comes. So I think he's gonna come, but my personal opinion, I think he's gonna come up just a bit short. That's my personal opinion. But what do y'all think? Do y'all think Cooper Kupp will get the reception record? Surpass 149. He's at 138.
12. All he needs is 12 to break it. I think he's gonna get 12 receptions.
You think he'll get 12 receptions?
Yeah, okay. I think he'll get 12.
Like you said, I think they're going. This is your 49ers now. These are your 49ers. Yeah, so I mean, these are your 49ers now.
He's going. He's going.
With that being said, Trey, if he gets it, that means y'all lost, right? If he gets that, y'all lost, right?
Well, so you got to think about it. What the San Francisco 49ers have always been the team for the most part in which someone has played in which a record was broken. When Peyton Manning broke the record for the most TDs, who was they playing? The 49ers. I remember greatly when rest in peace, Demaryius Thomas caught the touchdown on the corner. They was up 21-0 in the first quarter. So it's always the 49ers seem to always be on the end of record breaking or breaking records themselves. Of course, Jerry Rice with the receptions. So I believe, but I believe this is a record in which is another one later on. But I believe this is the record in which they can still win even if Cooper Kupp's going to get it. He's, in my opinion, an MVP or MVP candidate. So he's been doing this, and he did it to us when we beat them 31-10, 31-17, or whatever case like that, when we beat them earlier in the season. But Cooper Kupp got off. It's just everyone else we was potent enough to win the game. We had so I think he can get 12 receptions. It's going to be hard, but I think he can break this record.
Okay.
Next record, the rookie reception record, set by Anquan Bolden with 101 receiving receptions. Jalen Waddle needs 2 to tie it, 3 to break it.
He'll break it.
Clear cut.
He'll break it.
Three receptions.
He'll get 3 receptions.
And reset it most likely, huh?
Yeah, reset it. Yeah, he'll reset it. Yeah, he'll definitely break that. That's without being said.
Back up again. Receiving yards, 1,964 yards. The record set by Calvin Megatron. I am in the Hall of Fame. Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
And the chaser is Cooper Kupp, needing 137 yards to break it. He's currently at 1,829 yards. Does he break the record?
No, he comes up short on that one too. Now, I will say he'll break the reception one. More chance of breaking the reception one before he break that one, the yard one. But yeah. And
I see someone say it won't break. What they saying? It will hold. Interesting.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go on the record because I'm a Cooper Kupp fan. When he was drafted, I was hoping the 49ers would have got him. But
where did he come out
of? Central Michigan.
Oh, okay.
I will go on the record to say that I believe
going against the 49ers now.
I understand. He's going to get 12 receptions. That's going to equal over 136 yards. So I believe Kupp breaks the record, both records.
Oh, yeah, y'all definitely gonna lose then.
We're going to get the win. It's just we're going to get the W. It's just he's going to get he's going to get the individual. He's going to get the individual.
Trey, you giving him too much accolades, bro. You give him all the records. How you going to give him all the records?
He's going to win. He's going to win the war, but he's going to win the battle. We're going to win the war. That's what's going to happen. Yes.
I'm just saying, you giving them all the records, but they're going to lose. Really?
That's what my crystal ball says. The rookie tight end receiving yards record. held by Mike Ditka. So you gotta think how long this record has been wrong. 1,076 yards, held by Mike Ditka. The chaser, Kyle Pitts, 1,018 yards currently. So he needs 50.
Wait a minute.
58,
Did you just say
60
Mike
yards.
Ditka?
Mike Ditka holds the record for the most receptions by a tight end, a rookie tight end.
And what is it? What's the record?
1,076.
And how many does who's trying to break
Kyle
it?
Pitts.
And how many he need?
Basically 60 yards. 62 yards, I think. Or is it 62? Yeah, 62 yards, he'll break it.
Kyle Pitts. With Atlanta.
Tight end for Atlanta.
They play in New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
At home. Ooh. I don't know. He needs 60-some yards?
Yes.
Ooh. That's like his key. That is like Matty's key receiver.
Mm-hmm.
At home. That's a long record. Dang, that's a long record. That record's been held for a long time.
6 years.
With all these tight ends, and the record is still standing.
Yeah, but rookie. So it's the rookie. It's the rookie record.
Oh, rookie record. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, wow.
He's averaging 15 yards a catch.
15 yards a catch.
He averages 15 yards a catch,
and he needs 60.
He needs 60.
I'm gonna give it to Kyle. That's what I'm saying.
Everyone's saying he won't break it.
I think
it's been standing for 60 years.
I think that's his main his main receiver though. That's why I think he will. I think he'll do it. I think Kyle Pitts will do it because he's a beast, man. Kyle Pitts is a beast. He's a beast.
But he's facing the New Orleans offense.
He's facing the New Orleans defense. Yeah, he is, and that defense ain't no joke. But yeah, I'm gonna give it to him. I'm gonna say
I'm gonna say he doesn't break it.
You gonna say he doesn't?
Yeah, I'm gonna say he doesn't break it.
I'm saying he's gonna get it.
He might get a good amount of receptions, but they probably gonna have him on lock.
60 yards. You say he need?
Yeah, about 62 yards. I don't know.
Yeah, that's like maybe 5 catches, man.
Yeah, but that's 5 catches to his average. He's not gonna average 15 yards against.
No, but that's even 5 catches at 10 yards.
I don't even think he's gonna average that. Yeah. I don't know. He might get it.
I'm saying he's gonna get it. That's me. I'm saying he's gonna get it. I got $1 on it. I feel you, Zach.
Hey, make sure. Matter of fact, Zach, I will go with you on that and make sure I make a donation. Make that a $20 donation to the Cyro 5 Military Fraternity Incorporated. That's what we do.
I like it.
So what he say? $20 that he got it. What you saying, Zach? He's gonna get it. Okay, I got $20 to a charity that he doesn't get it.
I like it. There it is. Y'all heard it, Zach. Negative yardage count. What do you mean negative yardage? No, he's got to get the $60. He got to get the 60 yards. It's going to subtract the yardage. He has to get 60 yardage regardless. What's the other one?
The next one is the rookie sack. Oh, correction. There's 2 of them, both sacks. The first one is the regular season sack record, which is held by Michael Strahan at 21.5 sacks. The chaser, TJ Watt, currently with 20. Correction. The sack record is 22.5. TJ Watt is the chaser with 21.5 sacks. He needs 1 sack to break it, 1.5 sacks to tie it. Does he get the record?
They got the Ravens. That's a hard one.
I think he gets it.
Yeah, I think he gets it too.
He gets it.
Yeah, I think he gets that.
Yeah.
It's 1 sack and 1.5
1.5 sacks. Yeah, 1.5 to break it.
Yeah, I think he gets it.
And you got to take into consideration he missed 2 games, so that was makes it a little bit like he missed 2 games. He probably would already have it if he hadn't missed them 2 games.
Right.
They faced the Ravens.
Ravens. They got the
Straight.
Ravens this week. Yeah, they got the Ravens.
And then the
Yeah.
last one, which of course we all know is not going to be broken, is the rookie sack record set by Javon Curse with 13 sacks. The chaser, correction, set by Javon Curse with 14 and a half sacks. The chaser is Micah Parsons with 13 sacks. Unfortunately, Micah
Michael
Parsons will not
Parsons
be
not playing.
playing,
Yeah,
so
so
he's
that
that
one
record is
is
safe.
solidified.
Will
Yeah.
continue to live on in lore.
Yeah.
Of course, as we said, we would say with any updates. So, as I was telling you, Bishop, before we got on the air, I didn't get a chance to finish telling you the AB situation. So, of course, AB yesterday, just after we ended the show, about 12:05 Eastern Standard Time, AB Antonio Brown, wide receiver for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, was released. During the press conference, Bruce Arians, head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, was on record stating that, of course, it's known that he was released, but then he went on to say he wants to lay the record straight. The AG was a part of a particular package in which they was deploying against the Jets. That package went onto the field, and they noticed that AB was not in that package. They Bruce Arians, the head coach, seeing AB discussing and talking to one of the coaches, so he walked over to him and asked him what's going on. AB said, "I'm not getting the ball. I'm not going out there." And that's when Bruce Arians said, in quote, get the F out of here. And he said he did not do the cutthroat. So he basically said and pointed like, get off the sideline, get out the field. So that is what is being said, and
That's Bruce Arians' side of it.
That's Bruce Arians' side of it. It was they both Bruce Arians and their GM have went on the record to state that they did know about the injury. However, AB at no point said that he was in any pain during this game.
So there are some conflicting stories or comments in regards to that, because initially Bruce Arians said he didn't know anything about the injury. Now he come back and recant and says he does. So,
well, the GM, Bruce Arians didn't say he knew. The GM knew about the situation,
about the injury, or
about the injury. He knew about the injury.
But Bruce Arians didn't.
I'm not sure. I would have to go back and research and see, but it was, definitely the GM, because he even did a statement.
How could? But that doesn't mean make sense though. Think about it, Trey. How does the GM know and the coach don't know? How would you as the GM know, but your own coach don't know about the injury? That don't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? That don't make sense to me. And then the fact of the matter that, AB said one thing in regards to what Arians gestured with his hands compared to what Arians said he did with his hands is two different things as well. So again, when it's all said and done, like I spoke about yesterday, I said that I felt as though they need to talk to other people who were on the sideline who actually witnessed that conversation.
Yeah, that's all you gotta do. Set the cameras,
especially Mike Evans. Like I said yesterday, I feel like Mike Evans, because again, by what we seen from a person's phone who was recording, you clearly see Mike Evans talking to AB, Antonio Brown, before Antonio Brown takes all his stuff off. You never see Antonio Brown talking to Bruce Arians. We never see that. At least I haven't seen any video of showing him talking to Bruce Arians. So all I saw was him and Mike Evans talking. So I'm hoping I didn't get a chance to hear what Tom Brady had to say, because I know he did an interview yesterday at like 1:00 Eastern Standard Time. I don't know if they asked him any questions. I'm assuming they didn't, because I hadn't heard anything in regards to that about any comments in which Tom Brady may have said about the incident. So I'm assuming that Tom didn't speak on that at all. But I would love to hear from someone who was there on the sideline, who actually witnessed. Appreciate you, Mr. Jordan. Thank you so much, man. I would love to have heard. I would love to hear from someone who was on the sideline, who actually witnessed what the conversation was about and how it all transpired. Because I'm sure if this happened on the sideline, somebody had to hear it and see it. I mean, without question. You got Bruce Arians' side of the story. You got AB's side of the story. Where's everyone else's that was there that witnessed what took place? Where's all the other coaches, staff, doctors, all of that? Like, where's all that at? And another thing is, AB said he had documentation, like he had X-rays showing that his ankle was the way it was. So again, if he has documentation, he has proof that his ankle was pretty bad off. Why doesn't Arians know this? And again, I do understand that these X-rays are, of course, after is after he left the field and after that game or whatever. But still, yeah. So this is my thing. Trey, did they ever say did this injury happen in this game, or was this a previous injury?
Previous injury.
Okay, so you had to know. There's no way you didn't know, because
he had been sitting out because of his injury, and
so there's no way
he got cleared. He got cleared.
I heard that.
He got cleared. He got cleared to be able to play. And so, what they're saying is,
if he got cleared, Trey, you knew.
Yeah, but so what they're saying is they didn't know that AB was in pain. So they're saying that.
But if I tell you I'm in pain, doesn't that mean?
But that's what he's saying. That's what they're saying. AB did not say that. But AB is saying that he's not going in because I'm in pain. Bruce is saying AB said he's not going in because I'm not getting the ball.
He's not getting the ball. Got you. Because of the fact, we all know, because of the fact that a lot of people feel like AB was doing that before we heard about the injury, because we knew AB needed a certain stats to get his money, to get to his $1 million. So many receptions, another touchdown, and so many yards to get his $1 million. He had three categories in which he needed to get stats in to receive his $1 million for the season. And so it do kind of make sense on why if he knows he's not going to get the ball, but this is the third quarter. This is the beginning of the second half. Like, there's still a whole 2 quarters to go.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's still even if you wasn't getting the ball in that drive, you still, because they were behind, so they still had to, try and win the game. So there was still possibilities of him trying to get possibilities of him getting the ball and still being able to get his money. So a lot of that just don't make sense to me. If he wasn't in that package for that drive, cool. But we still got many more drives to go. It wasn't like it was the last drive of the game. This was right after halftime.
Yeah. As we know, this all week we have been discussing this and talking about this, so we can be sure that it's going to be continue on. I'm very sure AB is going to have a rebuttal back on, or just basically say that Bruce Arians is lying. Like you said, what is clear and cut in which we can get is, as we always say, the NFL has a plenty of mics and cameras all around and all throughout the field. So basically, if once the NFL networks are able to get, or the networks, or the or whomever the cameras and the footage belongs to is able to put it out, then we can get a clear cut and find out what Arians. It might not catch what they said, but at least the visual to see what exactly transpired.
Right.
For the most part. So moving on, continue on. So when you look at it, going into NBA action last night, there was some thrillers. I don't know if you caught it. The game against the well, first let's take a real quick recap. Last night there were 4 games that was on the slate. Of course, the Warriors versus the Pelicans, which the Warriors took the L. New Orleans stand up. That's 2 in a row for the Golden State.
Is it 2 or 3?
3. I'm sorry, 3 in a row. Yeah, 3 in a row for Golden State. To that, in this particular night, they lost 101-96. The Clippers faced off against the Phoenix Suns. Of course, the Phoenix Suns was victorious, getting another win, 106-89, in which it was stated that it's a possibility that Kawhi Leonard is ahead on his rehabilitation and may be able to get in and play for the 2021-2022 season. The Pistons faced off against the Grizzlies, in which the Grizzlies was
Smashed.
victorious 118-88, so pushing their win streak to 7 wins. John Morant is really starting to feel himself and get in his bag. He's starting to sit up and impose his will on whomever it is, whoever your all-star is. He don't care. It's all about him at this point. He's doing his thing. And then as the game is which we was talking about, this was a tight one. The Celtics played against the Knicks. The Knicks end up winning 108-105. If you watch the game,
R.J. Barrett.
basically the New Orleans Knicks were down by 25 points, in which the former Boston Celtic, Evan Fournier, put on a clinic shooting 10 pointers, making 10 3-pointers as he finished with 41 points, but also contributing was Julius Randle with 22 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 assists, and RJ Barrett that had 13 points, 3 rebounds, and 6 assists. But
the key
field goal being coming with 1.5 seconds. RJ Barrett gets the 3, top right-hand corner, and hits the 3-point shot
off the backboard.
He ain't called bank. He called game. Wide falling to sit up and send the Celtics to the locker room with the L.
Loss. A close loss again. Second night in a row. Remember, because the night before they lost on that layup.
That he missed. So 2 times, basically, the Boston Celtics were not able to pull out the win. They had it on the grips. Of course, there was a lot of animosity in the arena, as of course Knicks fans, they were booing their own team when they was losing 25 points. So of course the team felt a certain type of way, and if you go watch the replays and the highlights, you see how they spoke back and how they showed their displeasure with what the fans did, even though they were cheering for them after the 25-point comeback. Of course, when they came back, all-star Julius Randle, last year's all-star Julius Randle was caught saying STFFU, well, which of course, if anything, that means shut the F up, to his fan base as they started cheering. So he's like, saying they didn't keep that same energy, so they wasn't feeling the energy. But of course, it was a great game. Bishop, what do you think about the shot?
Man, I saw it, man. The shot, man, it was a phenomenal shot, man. He was fading away almost, because once he got the shot off, he was actually he was on the ground. He was on the ground and everything when he hit the shot.
He said he didn't see it go in. He
didn't, because he was on the ground, and then everybody just bum rushed him. The team bum rushed him. The crowd went crazy. Huge shot, man. Like you said, he only had 13 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists. And I mean, the player of the game was, of course, Evan Fournier with 41 points, 8 rebounds.
He was in his bag.
Yeah,
he was feeling a certain type of way, like, y'all ain't want to keep me. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Evan Fournier he definitely did his thing, but that was a big shot for RJ Barrett. And RJ Barrett, I feel like RJ Barrett is starting to come into himself, man. He's been playing pretty decent ball as of recently. This is like the second or third game in a row where he's kind of went off. Well, he didn't go off in this game, but he hit a key shot to get them that dub. So RJ Barrett is I think he's starting to come into himself. And now that he's that the season is coming along, and that was a huge win for the Knicks. The Celtics, again, they come up short. That's 2 nights in a row that they came up short. Just losing 2 games less than 5 points is crazy. It just is what it is. It's sometimes some nights you just get that feeling, and it's always good to get that feeling when you're on your home court. When you're on your home court. Now, as far as the fans is concerned, yeah, I totally can feel where Julius Randle is at. I mean, you're a fan, and if you support our team, support us through the thick and thin. Okay, we was down, but look at us. We came back, and we faced adversity, and we made it through, and we came up with the dub. So, you know what I'm saying? Don't give up on us. Stay in the trenches with us. Stay in the fight. They did what they needed to do. to get back in the game, and they won that game, man, against a good team. Because Boston, we know Boston and Tatum. Tatum and Jason Tatum and all of them, man. They some good ballers out there in Boston, and right now they're just on a slump. But I'm sure they're gonna bounce back. Believe me, Boston's gonna bounce back. They'll figure it out. Yeah, that was a surprising shot and definitely a huge shot. Definitely gonna be one of the plays of the week, I'm sure, without question. Because that was a major shot. Time had ran completely down. You definitely had got the ball off well in enough time. Clock hit 0 and balls through the hoop. Shouts out to RJ Barrett for the huge shot.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So what we have is another situation in which we have a person in the media has something to say. Egregious, I guess you could say, in certain facts, egregious to say about even one a player or a team. Of course, we had the situation with Aaron Rodgers and Art Carbrush just earlier this week. Again, this week we have Glenn Consor, the sports commentator for the Washington Wizards, that was on live, as you saw not last week, day before yesterday. Kevin Porter Jr., guard for the Houston Rockets, hit the step back 3-pointer that gave him the game.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Consor decided to take it upon himself and say, quote, "I can't believe this was actually," he said, "I can't," he's like, "Kevin Porter Jr., like his dad, pulled that trigger right at the right time." Now, this quote it lines up with Kevin Porter Jr.'s father, whom shot and killed a young lady, a 14-year-old, and ended up going to prison for manslaughter. So the quote, "Kevin Porter Jr., like his dad, pulled that trigger right at the right time,"
Wow.
wasn't received too well. So, of course, LeBron James went to his Twitter and stated, "Oh, he thought this was cool, huh? Nah, we ain't going for this. Sorry, but this ain't going to fly. How insensitive can you be saying something like this? Beat it, man. I pray for you, but there's no place in our beautiful game for you." Now, of course, Consor has reached out to Kevin Porter Jr., stating that he wants to speak to him personally and apologize that he had him mistaken. Is mistaken a sense of mistaken identity, in which he has it to where he spoke illy spoke. What do you think, Bishop?
Wait. How could he have illy spoke if he made the remark in regards? Good morning, Irma. How you doing? How could he spoke
illy
if he stated or mentioned Kevin Porter Jr.'s dad in the statement as Kevin Porter Jr. hit the shot, knowing that Kevin Porter Jr.'s dad is serving a sentence for manslaughter for shooting someone? There's no way you can have a mistaken of identity with something like that. Again, that's something that sounds like that doesn't make any sense.
I guess you'll say, so at this point, when you look at it, we are, I guess you could say, considered media, and
He
so
should
we
be
have
cleaning
to.
out that office, Zach. He should be.
We gotta and so it's certain things as in the media that you uphold, just as we said it when we was over on ASAP and working with ASAP. Certain people, they would want or needed to do certain things because there's a sense of professionalism that you need to have.
Mm-hmm.
So I think what happens is we lose track of that at times. It's just like, think about if First Sergeant got up in front of the formation and said something about someone in the formation, that's not going to ride. You know what I'm saying? You can't do those type of things. Or even, saying, whether you're in the Air Force or Coast Guard, Space Force, Navy, Marines, that type of stuff is you don't do that. You can't that fractures the ranks. So just think about what happens with the media, or when people start thinking that these people are doing this thing in the media. Like, there's everyone starts to take the stigma starts to follow. So Bishop and myself being somewhat new to the media, if we wanted to be taken seriously, we can't be on here bashing everybody. As much as I might want to say something about OU, saying I have to, saying keep some type of I have to keep some remorse and say some remorse. I just can't say anything and pop off if it wouldn't be taken seriously. Or if saying, now if we just having fun, then I can say what I want and be like and keep it pushing. But saying, there's those type of things have to basically to be taken into consideration. And that is like completely, as LeBron said, there's no room for that. You don't need that type of stuff. Like, that's something which I guess it was a shock value comment. And I mean, so I figure it you get what comes with it.
Yeah, there's no place for that. I totally agree with LeBron James. I mean, you need to know what you're about to say before you say it, especially when it comes to something that's probably very sensitive, a very sensitive subject, and something very sensitive to Kevin Porter Jr. himself. When it comes to regards to shooting a shot and compared to someone being shot, you can't even relate. You should never compare the two of shooting a basketball to shooting someone who has gotten shot or killed. That there's no comparison to that. That's not something that you compare. If you want to say shooting the shot and him shooting that shot and making that shot compared to shooting your shot with someone which we call saying something to a young lady and trying to get her attention, her digits or whatever, that's different. But in regards to shooting someone's shot on a basketball court and then someone getting shot and losing their life, that's just not kosher, man. That's just not something you do. And that's just not, that shouldn't be tolerated, and definitely should be some reprimand for it.
Definitely. So we'll see how that goes and what happens to that. So that's another morning, fam. That's another morning, bro.
It is, man. It closes off our first week, man. Our first week on you know what I'm saying? First formation morning sports talk this week. First week is in the books for 2022 year, man. How you feel?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I look forward to this more. I hope we continue to grow the fan base. Please, those that still on listening, we see the likes and the love and all that. Please go to all the E2G platforms. Go subscribe to the YouTube, their YouTube channel. Go like on the Twitter channel. Go to the Facebook channels, the E2G Sports Networks, as well as the E2G and E2G Fans LLC network. Go ahead and like all the social media platforms on their Twitch. If you do Twitch, anyway, follow ours, of course. Myself, Bishops, we greatly appreciate it. Just like say, subscribe, follow, whatever it is, whatever the call to action is on those particular platforms. Hey, please feel free to go do it. It all takes a little time and push a little button.
That's it, man. That's it.
Be sure to be with us next week, Monday, bright and early, 9:00 Eastern Standard Time, Central Standard Time, 10 Eastern Standard Time, 5 Eastern Standard Time. Correction, not 5, 7 Pacific Standard Time. As we continue to bring you top topics, of course, next week we'll be going over the we got Monday morning we'll be going over the CFP as Georgia
National
Bulldogs face off against the Alabama Roll Tide National Championship game. So you get our takes on that. So that game is later on that evening. Of course, we'll be covering and going over the outlook of the NFL playoff games. We'll be able to see if Mr. Jack Styles is going to be the person submitting a donation to a prestigious fraternity, military Greek letter organization. $20 is a little something. If he'll be doing that, submitting that donation, or would it be myself? just more sports, some stuff that we didn't get to cover throughout the week, but we definitely get to cover. Hey, be sure to be here at that formation. You only get it if you in formation. You have any last words there, Mr. Bishop?
Hey man, no man, I really appreciate all those that was tuning in. Appreciate all the comments. Definitely continue to tune in, like my compadre said, Trey. Man, make sure y'all go over, like, subscribe, follow, hit that bell notification, and set a reminder so y'all know that when we go live, that y'all know we up and running in the morning from 09 to 1100 hours Central Standard Time, man. First formation, don't miss formation, man. You don't want to miss formation because we bringing all the news in sports. We know that the Winter Olympics are about to start in February the 3rd. So we're gonna be bringing you footage and comments about the Winter Olympics that are about to take place. We just got so much stuff to bring to y'all, man. We definitely want you to. We got this the only time I'm going to. Let's go, dogs! I hear all of y'all with that. I hear y'all, but yeah, man, we definitely appreciate y'all, man. Our first week is in the books, and we couldn't do this without y'all, man. Thanks, Zach. Roll 5 to you, Frat. We couldn't do this without y'all. We appreciate y'all input. We appreciate y'all comments, and we thank y'all for supporting us in every way. Shout out to the veterans. Shout out to all the military fraternities and MGLOs, as well as D9 as well. Thank y'all again, and have a great weekend. Y'all be safe, man. This Omicron is not playing. It's very contagious. So, mask up, man. Mask up this weekend so we can get back to our normal lives here, hopefully sooner than later. That's all I got, man.
And we should also have our special guest, Mr. Ron Lowe, back in the building, so he'll be able to talk to us, stand up out there in Alaska. So, of course, like I said, be sure to be on with us. If anyone, like you veterans, especially veterans that deal in sports or in the media, please hit us up, let us know, so we can try to get you on the show, so we can be able to talk about what you got going on, give you a platform as we continue to spread the love all across. For those, if any of yours, if you got loved ones that have that contracted COVID or tested positive, continue to keep them in the prayers. If you are faithful people, and saying, we gotta look out for one another. This isn't a black or white or Hispanic or Asian, Pacific Asian, everything. This is a whole pandemic all across the world, and we got to continue to do what we got to do to ensure that we do what we can to keep safe and be able to be on. This is one of the platforms that allows us the opportunity to continue to bring you something, and we don't have to be in your living room, or when we're in your living room or on your phone, wherever it is. So continue to spread the love. We greatly appreciate y'all and look forward to see y'all on Monday. At this point, so attention.
Roll fight. Holla back at y'all. Y'all have a great weekend, man.
Dismiss. Enjoy y'all weekend.
Peace.